Hi guys, it's Peter and welcome to our channel. And today is gonna be quite interesting video. We're gonna cut it open this battery from Onewheel Pint, and I was gonna talk about some design flaws. I'm not really sure if this battery has same design flaws as the GT and GTS, but it will be interesting. It's the first time I was gonna open it Pint battery. And before we do anything, small disclaimer. When you're working on a battery, you have to be super careful because it contains a high voltage, high amperage, and if you're doing not right way, I mean, it can be disaster. Due to a high voltage, like I already mentioned it can kill your cat, burn your house. Pretty much I'm not responsible for anything if you do something wrong. Like I said, be really careful. And I always saying, when you're working with battery, make sure you got right next to you or right next to your working station 5-gallon bucket with water, at least a couple gallons. Yeah, that just in case if something's gonna go wrong. Then of course, the way I do, anytime when I have to work on a battery, cut it open, reset it, re-weld it, I always discharge it to lowest factory spec. This battery, since it has a couple cells, couple bad one, and I discharge it to 2.7 volts, and now with balance with active what's called this guy, analyzer. Not really analyzer, it's active. What the hell is active? Equalizer. Yeah, this guy, I really love it. It's capable to do up to 24 cells, and it has a really nice graphical application. I mean the app. And here is, you can see pretty much like I said, I discharged all of them to 2.7, and some of them did recover back to almost 3 volts, but cell number 9 and cell number 8, actually no, cell number 9 and cell number 10, they lowest from all. It's a 2.4, 2.5. Pretty much you can tell those two cells draining by itself, I mean, less and less voltage every day. Even I discharged this battery a few days ago, and you can see how much it's dropping. All other cells did go back, which is normal. That's what it's supposed to be do. But like I said, battery pretty much is dead and it's not usable. Like I was saying, if it's less than 80% of battery capacity remaining, don't use it, especially on a one-wheel device. Scooters, e-bikes, it's a one thing. A one-wheel device, don't use it. It's a recipe for trouble. Pretty much to open it, a battery pack, since it has a protection foam wrap it around, you have to carefully kind of remove it little by little. And then I was gonna show you the way I do. Pretty much the battery itself, it has a shrink wrap, and you have to be careful to cut it open, because if something go wrong and you cut it a wires, especially if your battery is not discharged, like I said, it can short it, it can catch it fire, it will do a lot of bad things. And I see a lot of people using a knife or scissor, you just stick it under and rip it. Like I said, that can be dangerous because you can see the balancing wires go. And sometimes on a battery pack, like right here, kind of clear tape, you can see which side has a battery, I mean wires, and you can cut it from other side. But still, just grab a knife and cut it open. I will not recommend it. How I do, I create my own tool. It's probably like 1.5 millimeter plastic ruler. I stick it underneath of a shrink wrap, and my wires, balancing wires on another side, I'm stick it under like that, I can even make through bracket, I mean the for isolation foam, no big deal. And then, and only then, I will use it my razor knife like that, adjust it to a proper length, and then, I mean, I can cut it just like that, and it's gonna be just fine because this heavy duty ruler, that razor knife, it will not cut it through. But usually what I do, I just kind of grab it like that, just a second, and hold it in an angle and just cut it. And this way, in my opinion, and of course I'm not professional, I'm not claiming to be professional, but in my opinion, this case it's much safer, especially with ruler underneath. You know, there's zero chance you will cut through some other wrapping and short the cells. Okay guys, let's talk about design flaw and how dangerous it can be in case if battery is gonna fail. And on a Future Motion product, on all Onewheels, they're using same design what you see here. A plastic cage, one layer roll, dual layer roll, is depending what Onewheel we're talking about, like a Pint series, well, not series, regular Pint is using a single roll, everything else is using a dual roll cage. But it's assembled same way as you see right here. Cells is not secured with epoxy to the cage itself, and self is not secured to the next cell either. And basically what happened, the cells is moving and moving quite good. Right now, of course, I mean, some of you is gonna say, well, it's moving because it doesn't have a shrink wrap. And it's true, without shrink wrap, the cells moves quite good. When the cell shrink wrap is in place, it will hold pretty good, but it will not hold those cells from micro vibration. Micro vibration, the cells will keep moving, and that's what is the probably one of the dangerous part recipe for battery. It's a micro vibration. Due to micro vibration, usually cells, weld spots will break. That disaster did strike me twice. Once on first time it struck on the GT when GT was approaching 1,000 miles, and then it did hit me same design flaw again on my XR, but at that time XR was approaching the 1,200 mile, and I didn't do any very little racing off-road, but I do a lot. 90% of my stop, it's a quick stop. And quick stop, if you know you're riding, and to do a quick stop, you just slam it board, and when you slam it, of course, the battery pack will hit the ground, and that will produce a micro vibration. A micro vibration will break. Anyway, in my opinion, this design should be improved with epoxy, glue it to a cage, or glue it cell to cell. That case will prevent micro movement, micro vibration, and battery will last much longer. Let me show you a battery pack from a drone. Here's the battery pack from a drone. It doesn't use any cage, probably to save it weight, because the drone need be lighter as possible. But they glue it with probably with super glue or some kind of epoxy, and those battery packs, they're not moving at all. Yeah, unbelievable. Plus they're using probably it looks probably maybe 0.1 metal or so, but in the dual layer. I mean one over another. Also, I mean 4 spots, but those spots looks really nice. Future Motion spots, I mean weld spots, it looks alright. It looks alright. Let's try it, lift it. I mean, but this battery only has 120 mile. It's very little. Yeah. Well guys, pretty much that's all I got for this video. I hope it was interesting and enjoyable. If you guys did enjoy it, thumbs up. If you don't want to miss any future videos, subscribe. We will be really appreciate. Thank you.